Hello, how are we doing?
Yeah, very well, very well. So you at
Nice
home
to
at the?
meet you, my friend.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, man. Thanks for joining us. Hey, it's good.
It's all right. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I was just in another one before you. Sorry,
Yeah,
Ben.
nah, no stress, mate. All good. Hey, so you're home at the moment, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, I'm at home, just chilling in my little man cave.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, me too, mate. That's good. What's that behind you? Is that some like kind of Warhammer thing or something? Like the little broken castle looking thing?
Oh, this? Yeah,
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 yeah. This room's like absolutely caned in Warhammer. Like I've got
yeah.
Warhammer
Beautiful.
everywhere. Like it's fucking it's everywhere, bruv.
Nice,
Like
nice. What's
it's
your
like
your race or whatever? What do you normally
Oh,
have?
I have a Chaos Word Bearers Space Marine army, and then I've got
Nice.
loads of demons as well. And then my kids have Sisters of Battle and Tyranids.
Yeah,
So we've got a
beautiful.
bit of
Uh,
everything in there.
That's great, man. That's really cool. Awesome. All right. So I guess I'd love to know what's going on back in 2006. Like what was happening with slamming death metal that made you guys go, let's get into this, you know?
Well, I guess we'd well technically, me and Sean and some of the previous members of Ingested were in a band just before that. We
Okay.
started a band called Age of Suffering in 2004. And we had a different, it was all the same members of Ingested except the drummer. Drummer was different. And we played some shows here and there around like the north of England, really, for like 2 years.
Yeah.
But we were getting a bit frustrated because with the drummer that we had at the time, we couldn't really play the music that we actually wanted to play.
Yeah.
So we were kind of playing like a more sort of like old school death metal, sort of grindy sort of sound. Like, but we weren't happy with that because obviously we were listening to stuff like Devourment, we were listening to Guttural Secrete, like all the brutal shit. And we wanted to go more like that, like Gorgasm and Putrid Pile and Insidious Discrepancy. And then in 2006, we played a show with a band called Decapity, and the drummer for that band was Lynn, who is our drummer.
Mm.
And we saw this guy play, and we were just like, "Holy shit, where the fuck has this guy come from?" Like,
Mm.
and we were like, "We need to get into contact with him." So we started chatting with him at the show, and then he joined another death metal band from Manchester called Crepitation, and we were going to do a split EP with Crepitation and Castrated, which were two Northern English death metal bands.
Mm.
And we were like, we started talking to Lynn anyway, and we were just like, look, do you want to just record this split with us, see how it goes? So he was like, yeah, I'll do that. So we started recording the split, started playing, like rehearsing together and stuff. And we got on like a house on fire. He really liked the music because we
Mm.
could finally start to make music that we actually wanted to play. And he ended up leaving those bands and joining our band. And then we scrapped all the old music, wrote all the new music, changed our name to Ingested, and here we are.
Yeah,
Like
that's
18 years
great.
later or whatever,
Yeah,
like
man.
here we are. Like but yeah, it's been hard. It's been a hard road. Like that's why we've been a band for 18 years. Because like for the first 10 years of our career, we were just constantly being told no by everyone, by promoters, by everyone in the scene that we weren't good enough, we weren't this, we weren't that. And it was just like that just made us go, well, fuck you, we are good enough. Like, because
Mm.
we wouldn't be making this music if we didn't think it was the fucking tits. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And then we just that's kind of like instilled this don't take no for an answer sort of attitude that we've always carried since the early days, and that's kind of got us to where we are. Like we've got a work ethic that's I can't see any band that works harder than us. At least they might work as hard, but they don't work harder than us in this scene.
Mm.
And we just have this never say die attitude. We believe in our music and our band, and the three of us believe in each other so like viciously that we're like a dog with a bone when it comes to this band. Like we never had any handouts, we've never had any leg ups. Like everything we've got, we've fought a tooth and nail for, like, and we've earned everything that we've ever achieved. And you know, like that some bands that might not be like enough. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they might want that money and the fame and all that shit.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, I'd rather fucking earn this shit. Do you know what I mean? And then I appreciate every moment because I know that we deserve to be where we are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool, man.
that's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, yeah. Because yeah, it's a long time for the three of you to, stick
Mm.
it out. Like, hey, do you think over the years you've sort of figured out what works, like, your songwriting and that sort of thing? Like you've kind of go, okay, this is how we do it, and that works. No one's getting bent out of shape or anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we constantly add new things and change things for every time that we do an album.
Mm.
Like, because we're very conscious of not putting out the same material over and over again. Because I think it's a difficult thing. The most I think with our writing process is the most difficult thing is making sure that it sounds like Ingested, so
Yeah.
that if you listen to Ingested or you know what Ingested sounds like, or you're a fan of Ingested, as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh, that's Ingested. Like, but constantly having surprise moments and surprise elements and things that we might never have done before on a song, and
Mm.
like keeping our listeners entertained, basically, because that's what this is about. Do you know what I mean? But
Mm.
I mean, the the main thing though is that we're writing music for us,
Yeah, of course.
like first and foremost, like
Mm.
because we're in a band. Do you know what I mean? We're in a really good position, a really special position, I think, of being able to create the exact type of music that you want to hear.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's like,
Mm.
and if our fans or other people like that, that's amazing. And I love that. Like,
Mm.
and I'm thankful for that. But first and foremost, you got to make it for yourself, because if you don't, then you're just chasing money.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just chasing something. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like I'm I don't care about money or fame or any of that shit. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to be able to pay my bills,
Mm.
keep a roof over my wife and kids' heads, make sure that they don't have to worry about where the next bill's coming from. Do you know what I mean? Because we've
Mm.
all lived like that.
Yeah.
I just want them to be comfortable, and I want, when this band is done, I want people to look back and be like, yo, Ingested were one of the best death metal bands of ever.
Yeah,
That's
no.
all I give a shit about. I just want to be
Yeah,
able to pay my bills, keep my family comfortable, and have a fucking legacy. And I think like if you're not making music for yourself, and it's this soulless thing of where you're trying to just chase some kind of fucking viral thing on the internet, or
yeah.
you just have to, oh, I need all these views on the music video. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that's soulless to me. Like
Yeah.
I want to create something that's gonna last. Do you know what
Mm.
I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to make
Sure.
history.
That's good. That's good shit, man. Yeah, yeah. um, so back in 2021, you guys put out the Surreption too.
Yeah.
Re-recording the Surreption. There's a few bands doing that now, yeah, like Cavalera, and Voivod re-recording songs and stuff. What made you guys decide let's go back and redo this one?
Just because that that was our second album.
Mm.
So, and that came off the back of our first album, um, which which was awesome. Like the first album was amazing, like because it
Mm.
was like we're young, we're fresh, like we come out with still to this day one of the most brutal, offensive, disgusting, like brutal death metal albums that have ever been put out, right?
Mhm.
And when we came around to do the second album, we were in a bit of a weird place because we'd done that, but it goes back to what I was saying before about never wanting to put out the same album.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were like, well, we could, what do we do? Like, who are we? You
Mm.
know what I mean? Because we were still young. Like, we were like 18 when we did the first album, and now we're on the second album. We're still young. We're confused about what we were supposed to do, who we were supposed to be as a band.
Mm.
And it just we didn't want to put out the first album again, basically, which we
Mm.
could have done. We could have just wrote another album like that, but it was like we didn't want to do that. But we weren't. we weren't skilled or had enough knowledge of what to do like we do now.
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah.
hindsight's a motherfucker, innit?
Mm.
So yeah, it was a bit of a weird point. We just weren't sure like what it was supposed to be, like what this album was. And then the recording process was a bit difficult. Just from being young, being stupid, not knowing what we were doing again. And then when we had it mixed and mastered, we were never happy with how it sounded. We thought it sounded weird, it sounded flat,
Yeah.
and it wasn't very dynamic, didn't sound very big. So we always kind of like didn't like that album, like for various reasons, like for all of these reasons, like it just kind of never felt good for us, like
Yeah.
and it kind of nearly broke us up, actually, like actually thinking back on it, because we were like that, like disappointed with it, and that like confused and unsure about it. We were just like like we kind of like fell out of love with doing it.
Yeah.
But then now we look back on it and we were listening to the songs and stuff, and we're like, the songs are good. Like, do you know what I mean? The songs are good. It's just everything else around it that makes it one sound a bit shitty, in our opinion. Like, some people like it. That's great. Like, the original version's always going to be there. It's not being deleted or anything. Like, it's always there. Some people like that, and that's fine. But we just wanted to redo it and do it how we felt it should have sounded.
Yeah.
And that's why we just completely re-recorded it. It wasn't like a remix or remaster. We absolutely from the ground up just re-recorded everything. And I think it sounds really good now. And now I really like it. Like, because the songs were never the problem. It was the mixing and mastering and all the feelings around that time period of the creation of that album that kind of left a sour taste in our mouths. And now it sounds fucking sick.
Yeah, good.
So that's why we did it, because it was just it always felt like kind of like a black mark on the discography that we were never happy with, and we just wanted to make it sound how we thought it should sound.
Yeah, fair enough.
Without changing history or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's still the original's still there. That's why we called it the Surreption 2 rather than just the Surreption, because it's the same album, just completely redone.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And then of course last year you guys put out the new one, Ashes Lie Still, through Metal Blade Records. You must be pumped, man. Like it's a good sound on the new one.
Yeah, I love that album. It sounds insane for like straight up. It's our Metal Blade debut, which is super exciting.
Yeah,
it's great working with Metal Blade. They've been absolutely fantastic with us. And it's a label that we've always wanted to be on since we were kids. Like Metal Blade's always the one, isn't it? Cannibal Corpse, man. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
we've only Cannibal Corpse anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's the corpse, mate. It's the corpse. That album's, I think, again, like it's another album where we've brought in like musical elements that we've never had on any of our records before. There's like, I do a bit of cleanish singing. We've got Julia, who sings on an album. Matt Heafy sings on it. Like these bits of it. Then we've got like all these atmospheric parts, these melodic parts, these brutally heavy parts. It's about all of the things that we've learned over the past like 17 years or so, and just learning how to put them into the right place in the right order to make the best songs. Also, that album was written during COVID, and we all went through some shit during that time and stuff. Like, I was struggling with addiction, Lynn was struggling with addiction, Sean as well. Sean also had to deal with the death of his father, and it was a dark time for all three of us. Like, and we managed to put that into the album. And I think, like, because I was saying when that album came out, I was saying, like, I don't think this is an album that you should just listen to. You should feel it and take it all in. Like, take everything in. That's like, read the lyrics, like feel like what this album is about, because it's like it's different from all of the other albums that we've done.
Yeah.
Like there's an actual like atmosphere to this album, whereas the other albums are just like brutal. Like this one's like there's a lot of us. We put a lot of ourselves into it, like from like a mental and emotional standpoint, not just the physical. Like and I think you can really see that in that album specifically. It was I think that's why it resonates with me as much as it does. Like and I just hope people enjoyed it and are still enjoying it, because you know I think it's one of our finest works, to be fair.
Nice. No, that's good, man. That's cool. I'm gonna have to wrap it up. I don't want to make you late for the next one, you know what I mean? But you guys are making your way to Australia. I've got my ticket already. Pumped to see you, man. That's gonna be good. You guys been jamming, you getting ready,
Yeah. I mean, we're always ready, like, because we're always on tour, we're always playing. It's like it's unless we're doing something drastic or adding like a song that we've not played or a new song into the set, it's like it's very rare that we have time to actually get together and do a rehearsal. Like it's like usually it's just like, okay, we were on tour like a couple of weeks ago, so it's like you know what I mean, it's like you're always in work mode, you're always in tour mode, like, so you're always just ready to play a show. So I mean, like, we'll definitely be practicing before the Australia one, because I think we're changing the set a little bit. So
okay, cool.
That's usually, but yeah, usually we only rehearse when it's like been a while since the last show, or if we're changing something within the set. But like the way that the past 2 years have been, it's just like bang, 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 tour, show. Like, so it's like we're never out of that mode. Like, so we can just fucking just get up and just crush it. Like,
yeah, that's cool. Man.
But yeah, we're ready to go, man. Like we've never been to this side, to that your part of the world before. And it's like it's always exciting to like go and play places that you've never played before. And it's been a long time coming. Do you know what I mean? So I just hope that everybody's fucking got the big boy pants on, because we're coming over and we're going to be showing no mercy, mate. Let's put it that way.
Beautiful, man. Awesome. Cool. Cheers, Jay. Thanks for your time, man. All right. See you, man. I'll see you when you come.
Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure.
Have a good one. Cheers.
This song is searching for you.